Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and today I'm joined by my lovely co-host Angel.
Hello.
We are back discussing Guiding Light. We're doing 3 episodes this week. We watched March 20th to the 22nd, 1995. So I'll roll the credits and we'll get right into it. So I really enjoyed all 3 of these episodes.
Me too. They're really good.
It felt like there was a lot going on because there was just like a lot of people in every scene and things just kept like moving around, and I really enjoyed that. We opened with another narration. I love when we open like that,
I
when we're
love
like
when that
talking about the people and we're seeing them moving like about their day.
happens.
That's really cool. I hope they keep doing that.
Yeah, I feel like this is like something that the writer is like the writer loves to do, and whenever he can find an opportunity to do that, he just plugs it in. I love when he did it with Blake and Ross, and I love when he did it with it was Bridget and Michelle in this case.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want it every day, but like I like if it pops up here and there, it's like special. I like it. So yeah, so Bridget and Michelle, right?
hmm
We've only ever seen her once in the whole 3 months we've watched of the
Yeah,
show. We saw her once, and I don't even think she spoke. She was standing at the locker next to Bill.
I think she said stop or something
Oh, maybe.
to kind of. She said she had literally one line.
Yeah, I mean, I guess she would have had to speak if they paid her to be there. um, so yeah, at first I was like, "Who is this?" I was like, "Is that Michelle?" And then she said her name. So yeah. Rebecca Budding. Do you know what month she comes in?
I know she's there by December when I watch the Christmas episode, but I don't know when she starts.
Oh, okay. So she could come later.
Yeah.
Um, all right. Well, they are discussing the people in town because they are planning that surprise wedding shower or bridal shower for Eve.
Eve, yeah.
I feel weird saying that because of Eve on Port Charles.
Eve on Port Charles. And I was just thinking last, I was like, oh, I miss Eve on Port Charles. Like,
Every time they say Eve, like, oh. We got to see Annie. So Annie and Lillian are trying to get her to Eve to go to the shower.
mhm.
They're trying to work around their work schedule. And I guess they all have a lunch break at the same time. So they take that opportunity to like try and get her to go.
Mhm.
Which realistically, I know, don't put real world logic. That would never happen with 3 doctors and
That
a
will
nurse
never
having the
happen.
same break. Hospitals are notoriously understaffed.
Mhm.
um, but a little girl walks in. Apparently, she missed her appointment an hour prior, and the mother. It was because their car broke down.
Okay, yeah.
Life before cell phones.
I know, right?
But it's funny, during the narration, how Bridget and was basically explaining who's not coming, why they're not coming, who doesn't like who.
mhm.
Um, I enjoyed Mindy more in these
Yeah.
episodes because she wasn't just like you like to say a sad sack. I liked her kind of being frantic and like involved in the business, and I enjoyed her scenes with Vanessa
And Dinah. I like them with Dinah too.
and Dinah. Yeah, she seems to really like Dinah.
Yeah.
um, so they eventually get what's her name, Eve,
Yeah.
to the Lewis house,
Bauer.
Bower house.
It's a Bauer. So this is their living room.
Okay.
I know later on we only see their kitchen, but this is their living room.
Oh, okay. That wasn't Vanessa's home?
No. Because remember, Vanessa's home's like built a little different. But like they have similar, they have similar houses, but it's the
Uh-huh.
Bowers. Remember, Michelle's there, so
Okay.
why would Vanessa be
For some reason I
walking
thought we were at
upstairs to
Vanessa's.
their own home house for a baby shower?
That actually makes more sense because why would Bridget just have like free reign of Vanessa's house when she's not there? So that actually makes
Yeah.
more
So
sense.
yeah. Plus, Bridget is related to Ed, so
Yeah,
by
that's right.
marriage.
I mean,
So
she's like a Power, so
yeah, she's technically a Bauer. So
and Michelle. Yeah, okay. That makes more sense. Um Dinah shows up and she announces to Vanessa that she's leaving town. She's going to go back to Paris.
Well, a
And
little before that, um, so when who was all at the salon?
oh,
It's
right,
giving
the
me
salon. Oh my gosh.
salon, yeah. It's giving me P-Pack vibes, but like not really.
Really?
Because literally the first episode of P-Pack was when they had Dinah and not Dinah. Wow, was it Dinah? Yeah, it was Dinah. It was later Dinah. It was Dinah, Blake, and I think it was Harley at a nail salon getting their nails done, and nothing happened.
Okay.
Like
So
this,
Nadine is working at the nail salon.
Nadine, it was Lucy, Blake, and Dinah was in the background.
Yeah, so Dinah was had a face mask on and she was getting her hair done and she was smoking a cigarette while this was all happening. And Blake is getting her nails done by Nadine, and she says to Nadine, "How long have you been doing this?" And she's like, "A while." And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I thought you didn't have a job." Even I fell for Nadine's lie.
Yeah.
But then Lucy comes in and she's like, "It's your first day." She's like, "I'm trying to build up a clientele." She's like, "They don't want to hear that you don't have any experience." And Blake's like, "I'm a PI. Your secret's safe with me." But the whole time she's bitching about Dinah, and Dinah's there hearing the whole thing. And I'm like, okay, I know she has a face mask on, she's getting her hair done, but like she's smoking a cigarette. You don't smell the cigarette? And it's 1995. I feel like there were rules about smoking inside in buildings.
Yeah, because I know in restaurants it was like it was separated off like non-smoking and smoking section.
Yeah.
But
Some
I feel
had
like in '95,
glass to separate it, and some was just open and it made no sense.
I feel like in '95 they were a little bit more aware of like what smoking can do and with secondhand smoke and stuff like that. So
Yeah. But yeah, so that was a fun scene. I can't believe I forgot about that. So going back to the party, so Dinah says she's gonna go back to Paris. And I like that we see Matt in the background, just kind of listening to her whole like pity party.
mhm.
And she keeps like awkwardly glancing at Matt, like, is he buying this? And then we have a scene with Mindy, and Mindy actually brings up the trust fund, and she's like, I don't want to talk about money. She's like, that's so inappropriate as Matt's listening.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, he's probably like, yeah, sure.
Sure.
The first time I met you, you literally brought up money. Oh, we didn't see Roger and Holly and Fletcher in these 3 episodes. They
Yeah,
were
I'm
in the
wondering
break.
if they're going to be in the next two.
Yeah. Um,
They had a huge like, you know, they had a huge story. So I'm wondering if like they're just taking a break so that way they can. We're
yeah, I
gonna.
mean, the secret's out. They're broken up.
Mhm.
So that part is pretty much done, but now we have Roger taking out his revenge somehow. Like he's doing
Mhm.
his investigations on Fletcher. Um, so what happened? Oh, so Dinah, how did the trust fund come up with Vanessa?
So I think I'm trying to remember. I know like Mindy mentioned it, but then also Dinah told Mindy for some reason, like
Hmm.
I forgot when it was, that she told Mindy.
But Vanessa basically ended up promising that she could have the money
Mhm.
and it would help her like establish herself there. Yeah, because Josh was there and he was like,
Josh was there, yeah.
he talks about how he lived in Italy for a little while, but he wanted to raise the kids in Springfield. I almost said Oakdale. You tell which show I have
Okay,
on my mind.
tune in later today.
um, and him and Mindy were like, it's because you don't have your own place. You don't feel settled. Like if you had your own place and a job, like you'd feel more settled and like this is your home. And um, but that was before Vanessa decided she was going to give her the money because I must have been dozing. Sorry, everybody. My allergies are really killing me, so I've been out of it for a little bit.
But
um,
I remember she goes to Ross after this. Um And then she kind of has second thoughts because of the conversation she had with Ross.
Oh yeah, but that was like the end. Well, I was gonna say the end of the
Yeah.
week, but the end of the third episode. Yeah. I guess Ross, that conversation actually informed me that Ross knows about the $900 phone bill. I didn't think he knew about that yet. I thought Blake held on to that information.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm thinking back, that probably came out when they were fighting.
Yeah, they came out. I think they came back out with them. I think that came out when they were fighting.
Yeah. But yeah, so I guess we could talk about that conversation because that kind of wraps that whole thing up. He tells her she's not good with money. She racked up $180 cab tab because she decided to leave it running when she showed up in town, and he paid it. And the phone bill, $900, and he paid it. He's like, how long do you think it's going to take her to go through $500,000? But this is interesting. Blake wants Frank to tap her phone so she could listen in on phone convos that Dinah has. And so he does. And Dinah comes home and Blake's like, come on, make a phone call. And she does. And Blake has like this oh my god moment. And I couldn't tell if it was because she couldn't believe what she was hearing, like that Dinah, it sounds like Dinah basically is learning how to con people from this person.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't tell if she was saying, oh my god, because of that, she's pulling cons, or if she recognized the voice on the phone.
Yeah. I'm wondering if she called Roger.
Really?
I'm wondering if she called Roger.
Oh my god. I didn't even think about that.
Because like,
I thought maybe it was like a past
because...
character that she would like recognize the voice that's gonna come back.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, who's gonna be? Oh my god, I didn't even think about Roger. Would he do that to his own daughter? Well, he's not really doing anything to his daughter, but like, would he help somebody that he knows his daughter doesn't like that?
Well, I don't know if Roger's in the know about like the whole Dinah Blake thing.
Okay. Well, she kind of vented about it. Remember when he called her Chrissy, and then later on Dinah, because Dinah was with Roger, called her Chrissy.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of knows there's friction there.
Yeah, but I don't think he knows the full.
Holly knows more.
Yeah, Holly
knows actually more, there. Yeah, so that was that. Jilly is in LA getting interviewed, and they keep throwing all these projects at her. She was only supposed to be there for like a day or two, and she has to stay longer because they want her to fill in, and they think she's a star and they want to keep her. And they actually offer her a contract. What'd you say?
I said, because I'm happy for her. Like,
I am too. I'm like, just go to LA, Sid. Like, we could have like an LA portion of Guiding Light.
Guiding Light LA.
I laughed because the producer or whoever offered her the contract, she said, I just need to go for a walk and clear my head. He's like, where are you gonna walk? He's like, we have one cement like slab like on the side of the highway. Which is untrue. I've been to LA, California. There are sidewalks. Meanwhile, the whole episode, which I thought was interesting, well, not interesting, but weird. I don't know what word I'm trying to use to describe this, but Sid and David were playing basketball, and they actually were playing basketball the whole episode.
They're playing basketball, talking about chicks, man.
And you know, when I saw David, I was like, you're going to be on General Hospital now that I know that. Yeah, and David's basically talking about how he doesn't want her to go to LA or stay in LA, and he's a little upset that she's staying there longer than initially was planned. And he basically ends up doing that thing that I think we all did as kids. Like, if I make this shot, like making stupid promises, like if this goes in, I'm gonna do this. And he's like, if I make this shot, I'm going to LA and I'm gonna bring her back. So apparently he's going to LA to go get her, go get his woman. Yep. It's very caveman. Go get his woman, drag her by her hair back,
Right.
clock her with the
Soccer with the club.
Flintstones.
So I would see her be angry about that because her hair is really short and everything like that. So
Right.
be like, don't
Oh,
drag my hair, sis.
so I don't know if you watched more than we were talking about, or if you were just reminiscing, but I saw on Twitter that you posted uh, a scene with Vivian, and
That
she
was at
was.
the baby shower.
Oh, I missed it. Damn it! I have to
Yeah,
go
it
back
was
and
at the
watch
baby
it.
shower. Yeah, she came in. She came in, gave because she gave Bridget and Michelle the present, and then she walked past and said, "How Vanessa? How's your baby boy doing?" Peter's
Damn
doing
it! These
fine.
allergies. I missed that whole thing. I have to go back and watch it.
I love Vanessa's comeback. Like I love Vivian, like just as a character, but
Me
I
too.
love Vanessa's comeback.
I mean, I saw it technically because I watched what you posted on Twitter, but I would have liked to have like seen it in the context of what I was watching.
Yeah.
Damn it! All right, I have to get better. I need like Claritin or something. um,
But like throughout that entire baby shower, there was like but like there were like Vivian was giving so much face and everything like that. It was just the best.
I love her. um, so this part I liked. The Roadhouse is the name of that bar. Remember, we didn't
Hmm.
really know what it was called. I was like, the name, the Roadhouse, the Tangy bartender.
Road.
I don't know. I really like that set, and I like that it's crowded and like
Hmm.
people like there's multiple like characters in it. I really enjoy
Always
that.
there's always extras there dancing and everything like that.
Which is like it sounds stupid, but it really like gives a lot to a scene. If there's like
It
I don't know, it
does.
feels more real when there's extras. um, what's his name? Buzz.
But yeah.
Did he was he on a date with somebody that he met online or through the personals?
I don't know. I
Because there
don't
was a
know.
woman there, and she asked him to dance,
Hmm.
and he went on one of his little rants about the personals and his age, and he's like, "I'm a 40-something-year-old trying to date in 1995." He's like, "I don't exactly know what I'm doing," or maybe he just went there to try and like meet a girl, like just go to a bar to meet a girl.
Yeah. Because I remember he was like saying, "Oh no, you're doing this wrong," and then with like a pinball machine or something like that, and as soon as he touched it, the pinball machine uh like they basically he lost as soon
Uh
as he touched it.
huh. But she like asked him to dance, and he was like, "Oh, he's like I could dance something slow," and she like dragged him on the dance floor. um, Thought it was a little awkward, but I liked it that Alan showed up at that bar because it just doesn't seem like a place that he would frequent.
Right. And
But
then
I liked
he
it.
mentioned that this was the first place he went when he returned to town.
Yeah, he did say that when he said when he got out of prison, right?
Yeah, when he got out of prison. Yep.
Was he in prison for a few years? Like, did they like have like when
Since
they recasted him?
'89.
Oh wow, that's a
Yeah,
long
because
time.
like that was when the guy from Ryan's Hope, I forgot it, Daniel Pyan, I think his name is. It wasn't Chris Burnell at that point because I think he had passed.
Um,
Um, um, he was playing him at for a time. That was when Roger came back, and then for some whatever reason, probably because Daniel Pyan wasn't working out, Alan went to jail.
oh okay, that's a long time because
Yeah,
this
it's like
one came in
89,
like what
about
93, 94, something like that.
it's about 6 years.
Wow. Look at that. Somebody actually serving a sentence on a suit,
Yeah,
not
right.
just 6 months. um, so yeah, also the Sisters of the American Revolution met at the diner.
Yeah. I like that first scene when like you see it from like one of the
The
sisters' point
POV.
of view. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought for sure we were gonna see Eleni in this, but I guess not.
I thought so too, because I was waiting for the role of
Like,
Elaine is now being
come
played by.
on, come on, come on, come on.
And you know what? She wasn't in these 3 episodes, so maybe that's why they kept doing it, because maybe she was on so infrequently that they had to
Mhm.
remind you. Who knows? Yeah, I was wondering who it was gonna be because I was like, Is he supposed to be talking to us? Like, are we gonna be sitting at like? I wondered
Mhm.
if the whole episode was gonna be like that, just him talking to us, as if we were the person. That was fun. Yeah, I like that. I really like. I don't know. With the narration and that, I like the different techniques that they're using to film the show. It's
Mhm.
fun. Um, I guess that all that's left is Lucy, Alan Michael. I like Bridget. Bridget's like doing everything.
Yeah.
She did the baby shower. Something happened with the DJ equipment, and she just got her
Mhm.
screwdriver out, and she was like gonna fix it. She's just like a jack of all trades. And they're talking to I guess he was the DJ.
Mhm.
Apparently, he like runs with a band that she likes or knows, and he said that Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers gave him his nickname. His real name's Kirk, but his nickname is Skunk, I think.
Skunk. Yep.
And then David's like, "Don't you have to go? It's getting late. Don't you have to go check on Peter?" And I don't know if he was doing that because he was jealous that she was like flirting with Skunk, or if he was just being
I don't know.
responsible.
I don't know if we'll ever know what their feelings are towards each other aside from friends.
But Skunk's like, "Who's Peter?" And David's about to say her son, and she like cuts him off, and she's like, "Oh, a friend of the family." So that was funny. But yeah, so is it Bridget that's at with Lucy when she's explaining how Alan Michael is acting jealous and like scolding her for kissing Brett in the office?
Mhm.
It was Bridget.
I think it was Bridget. Yeah.
Um, I really like Lucy's accent. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like like a Staten Island accent, a Long Island accent, but the way she says things, like the way like the words kind of like roll off her tongue, I'm
Mhm.
like, I was like, I don't know if this is a character choice or if this is how the actress actually speaks.
Yeah, you know what? I do follow the actress on Facebook, on
Mhm.
her page. So I'm but I never really like listened to what like how she talks. I
It's
think she
very different, I
it's
feel
different.
like,
Yeah.
than the rest of her family, and I don't know, it just comes off like tri-state area, like
Hmm.
not like mob wives, but like
Well, you're tri-state area. You're not my tri-state area.
oh yeah, my tri-state. I say tri-state area like it's the only tri-state area in the country. um, but yeah, and I think Alan Michael was eavesdropping on that conversation.
I think so too. Yeah,
Yeah, he needs to get his shit together. Um,
he really does.
you texted me an article, right, that he was like one of the best recasts or something.
Yeah, of the year he came on. Because
Yeah.
it was like Carl T. Evans was playing him previously.
Okay.
I don't know how much of As the World Turns you were watching, but he was on the actor who previously played Alan Michael was on As the World Turns after, like well after he was on Guiding Light.
Who did he play?
A character named Nick Scudder. He was like he was involved with Abigail Williams, who was Molly's daughter.
Oh, I don't
Um,
know any of those people.
yeah, yeah.
I only started watching As the World Turns in like 2006, 2007.
Okay, yeah, that was before that because like Abby was on there.
And
Like,
like I've gone back, but not too far back because kind of a completist. I don't really like to start a year if it's not like a majority of it because I
mhm.
want to be able to follow a story. So if it's patchy, I won't watch it. But I've gone back to like 99, 2000, and I've watched like episodes. That's how I saw Hump Block as Craig.
He comes
um,
on Guiding Light a little later.
Hump Block was on everything.
He was on everything. He was on Knots Landing.
Yeah, he was on As the World Turns, Guiding Light, Knots Landing, One Life to Live. I'm like, can we get him on like YNR or something these days?
He seems like he would be the type to be on YNR. But I
Yeah.
wonder if he's East Coast. No, because Knots Landing was in LA. I don't know.
Well, Knots Landing he did before all those New York soaps.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So maybe he's East Coast based.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll end up on the gates.
Hey, I'm so excited about that.
um so what else? Am I missing anything?
Eve.
Oh, right, Eve's pregnant. I keep forgetting about that. I'm so focused on the wedding that I forgot she's pregnant. Oh, she's not pregnant.
No, because she mentioned it to Ed. Because remember, she got a phone call from the hospital, and then she basically said to Lillian, like, "Oh yeah, everything's fine," all the stuff like that. But she didn't say what the results were. So then she later talked to Ed and said, I thought because he overheard that she was, that she was getting a pregnancy test, and she said, "Oh, it came out negative."
So do you think that well, he didn't know that. He wanted to get married before he thought she was pregnant, and she was just kind of
Hmm.
like, "Oh, well, I'm pregnant. This is a happy accident. I'm getting married now."
Yeah.
um Oh, we did have a quick scene where with Lillian being scolded about she's about did you attend to your emergency that you had to like cancel your mammogram for?
Hmm.
So this keeps coming up. It wasn't just a throwaway thing from like last time we watched. I feel like are we like headed down a she's gonna have a it's her cancer is gonna come back? Like are we gonna have
And
another
then
theory?
Vanessa, not Vanessa, wow. Alexandra, Alexandra and Lillian are friends.
Mhm.
They had a conversation about that, and she's gonna come with her to her appointment. It
Okay.
was it was a great scene. You need to rewatch it.
I I like I've mentioned this before that I like how Alexandra like slums it. Like she's not afraid
Hmm.
to like hang out with like lower class than her. So I felt like she looked less awkward being in the diner than the
Hmm.
Sisters of the American Revolution. She looked like she's like, yeah, come here all the time. But oh, I guess we didn't really ever like finish talking about that scene. So they
Oh yeah.
basically I thought we were done with like the reconstruction. I thought we were just never gonna talk about it again.
Hmm.
I also was trying to remember the women that were in that boardroom when Buzz pitched to them and remember if these are the same ladies, but I couldn't remember and I couldn't tell. Because I know he kissed all of them, and I'm like, I'm trying to see which one, if I remember any of their reactions, and I just couldn't. Could you? Did they look familiar at all?
First I was like saying like, who when we had the POV shot, I was like, oh, who are all these people, like who is he bringing in, and why are we seeing like the Coopers? And then
Mhm.
when they actually showed the women, I was like, oh, this is the Sisters of the Revolution. But first I was like, oh, this is the women, but I forgot what they are.
Yeah,
There's something, and then Alexander mentioned it,
yeah.
and then I was like, oh, that's it.
So they mentioned they got to see basically all the damage in person from the fire, and they want to hold some charity event, I guess, to raise money for construction. Plus, they've donated money.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know how it came up, but it was like, can the residents actually attend? And didn't they say it was like $100 a ticket? And Buzz basically volunteered Vanessa to pay for any like resident that wanted to come. And somebody in the background was like, "I want to come," and she's like, "Of course, any resident can show up." I really love Alexandra. um, I think that was it. We saw Frank kind of peripherally. There, I got
Hmm.
it out because he set up the bug in the phone for Blake. Um, that was it. It was only 3 episodes. So,
Yeah.
oh, we did forget something. So Matt was doing his whole karate thing again. That was it. I mean, him and Vanessa. I
No,
think
he wasn't. I mean, well, he was,
he was in the
but
karate room.
so he told Vanessa that because like it was really busy in the office on the first episode,
Yeah,
that he was about to work for Josh, and Vanessa was pissed at him about
yeah.
that.
I laughed when her and Mindy went to the shower. She's like, "I quit, you quit, we quit." She's like, "Not permanently, just so we could go to the shower." She's like, "Everybody wants to quit. I quit, you quit."
And then I
All the
also
phones
like,
are ringing.
and I also like when they were giving like because Bridget was like, oh, we could play some like shower games, but I found them to be stupid. So let's just all talk. And everybody was giving out advice and stuff like that to Eve.
Mhm.
And I really like those scenes. especially what did Vivian say? Because Vivian said something smart. She said something that could come off as, oh, so she was talking about like yeah, make your man happy, and then like, now I don't know who, and there were like two characters who I don't know who they are. Actually, I think one of them was the secretary for Lewis Oil. So
Okay.
but the other one I don't know who it was. I think it was the secretary. She was talking about being child free,
Mhm.
which I didn't know that people were talking about that in 1995 still. So, because like I feel like there was more pressure to be like, to have a baby
Yeah.
in like the 90s and stuff like that. There's still pressure now. Like there are people who are saying like, "Oh, why aren't you with a kid or anything like that?" Because I am not with a kid.
Mhm.
So and Vivian kind of was like, "Okay, let me change my ways, and so that way I can be more progressive and stuff like that." But it's probably not gonna.
Um, oh yeah, something I noticed about the actress that plays the secretary, she has a very thick Southern accent,
Hmm.
and I'm like, "Where is she supposed to be from?" Because no other character on this.
Well, remember the Lewises are from Oklahoma, I think.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I'm like, I know this is
So
kinda
I'm wondering if
set in, like, the country-ish.
like she got imported from Oklahoma, like if she moved to
Okay.
Oklahoma from when they to Springfield.
I guess I was really hung up on people's accents this week because
Yeah.
between Lucy and the secretary,
Or
because nobody speaks the same. Everybody
I'm
speaks
trying to
differently.
remember. I know they're from like somewhere in like the Midwest, like the Midwest. I think it is Oklahoma because I know Cross Creek got moved at some point.
Okay. Because like, I don't know why, but, like, I'm just, like, picturing, like, excuse me, Illinois or something in my head,
Mhm.
like, around that area.
Well, no, like, yeah, they're from Illinois. Like Springfield's in Illinois,
Oh, it is in Illinois. That's where I
I
get
think.
Illinois from.
But like, but I think the Lewises, they because they weren't like originally from Springfield. They moved from somewhere
Ah.
else in the early
Oh, okay.
80s. Because like I think we got Josh first, and then we got Billy, and then we got
Okay.
HB, and then then we got then Reva, of course Reva.
So they're not, like, an original family from, like,
They're not an original
when it was
family.
on the
No,
radio. Okay.
yeah, they moved in like the early 80s.
Okay. Huh. I wonder if people like fans were mad that like this new family was taking over the show. Like I hear like fans were mad when the Brady's came on because they in the 80s because they felt like they took over the show and the Hortons took a back seat. Like I wonder if that was a thing.
I think see that's the thing. Like I remember people saying that like Pam Long was oh, what's the word? Like people loved Pam Long, but then other people didn't love Pam Long. Um there's a word for that and I forgot what it was.
Who's
But
Pam Long? Was she the writer?
she was the writer at the time, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And she was the one who brought in like the Lewises, but she also seemed to have expanded the Bowers in some ways. Like she added some Bowers too, but
Okay.
it wasn't enough because it was like, oh, well, you're killing off. I think she killed off one Bower too, and something like I don't know,
Oh,
but I don't know. But fun fact, while I'm on my little tangent about the 80s Guiding Light, I actually knew one of the writers. He was actually my professor at University Arts.
oh
Jeff
really?
Ryder.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. After the show
He had
ended?
this class. It was great.
After the show ended, or he just wasn't associated with the show anymore?
Yeah. So I met him on the elevator because I was like, because I knew because my sister was in the program in the screenwriting program. I was in the communication program, but
Okay.
I met him in the elevator. I was like, "You're Jeff Ryder, aren't you?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "You wrote for Guiding Light, didn't you?"
That's so funny. He was probably like, first of all, how
Like,
do
how do
you
you know? I
know
was like,
what I
"I
look
read your
like?
profile. I know who you. I know you. That's why I attended the school."
Oh. But he was probably just, like, so jarred by that, like, "What?"
Yeah, and he was like, yeah. So he created the character of Beth, Lizzie's mom.
Oh, really?
Lillian, yeah, he created the Rains family.
Okay.
So
Oh, that's cool. Oh, wow.
so we have some, I have 6 degrees of separation to, uh, oh, let's Kevin
Well,
Bacon because of him.
I told a slight fib because it's, like, half true, I guess. Um, my best friend Kyle, he just got into Sistas, the BET show. BET
Oh
Plus show.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, I've heard good things about it. His mom is like so into it and like been trying to get him to watch it for years. And I'm like, oh, is it a comedy or a drama? He's like, it's kind of both. I was like, oh, I like shows like that. He's like, you would like this show. And I was like, I actually, so this is where the fib comes in. I was like, I actually know one of the writers for the show. And he was like, oh, who? I was like, his name is Jamie Giddens. I was like, he's a podcaster, writer. And he was like, oh, thank you, Jamie. So like, I know of one of the writers of the show.
I have talked to Jamie before. Great guy.
Have you?
Yeah, on Twitter. Yeah.
So yeah, that was my fib. And if he's watching this, I'm sorry I lied to you.
We love you, Jamie.
But back to Guiding Light. Yeah, have anything else to add about this week?
Yeah, I think that was it. It was a packed week for 3 episodes.
Yeah, like I said, there was just like a lot of movement, like physical movement. So that kind of was like fun to watch. But again, it was 3 episodes, so not really like
Yeah.
too much happened.
Oh, I have one more thing. Up top, thank you, Novelle, for correcting me. The opening credits finally got updated. Yes.
Oh, wait. They did get updated, and I laughed because Hanji is at the very end. And I'm just, were they still like unclear if they were going to fire her or not, or she was going to leave? Like, so they could just cut her at the end.
I think Tangi's literally at the end because Harley was at the end, and they were trying to create like a Harley-esque character with Tangi. So
okay, I thought it was like because she's like the last phase you see before it goes back into the guy.
She was always the last phase.
So. That you could literally just trim that off if they have to restructure it when she leaves. But they don't, like you said, they don't seem to update their credits too often, so she'll probably stay on there for a year or two after she leaves.
Yeah, right.
But all right. Well, thank you for joining us for another edition of Guiding Light. This concludes our month-long weekly segment of Guiding Light. We're taking a week off because I'm going to be away next week. But when we return, we're going to be back with Poor Charles, and we're starting Tempted. So I'm really excited. I miss those characters.
Yes.
And we'll return to like our every other week Poor Charles Guiding Light kind of schedule that we've done. But as always, you can find us on all the socials at Queers and Soaps. And until next time, have a great week. Bye.
Bye.